from a corporate job with a fairly fixed income, a decent income, to nothing. And where you need to be creative, especially in the South African climate where we find ourselves today. I do believe that there's a lot of opportunity in South Africa, and you are one of the many successful stories in South Africa that has taken a bad situation and turned that into your favor, into your family's favor, and also into South Africa's favor, because you are making people happy.
Feel the heat. No holding back, no playing it safe. We're taking up space, we're setting the pace. Louder than ever. Here we come. Unfiltered AF.
So Unfiltered AF was inspired to showcase Alberton-based businesses. And there's no better example than Nadia Veldman, who is the balloon and party fairy. And Nadia, you started your business around 2019, 2020 in COVID, something like that. 2021.
Yeah, it was born in 2021.
2021. So it's a business born out of COVID or in COVID. And Nadia, welcome to Unfiltered.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for the invite.
It's fantastic having you in the hot seat today. And and I just want to thank you first for what you've done for us. You set this up yesterday already.
Yes.
And this is a balloon display right behind me. You can see it in the wide angle where you can see us both. It's a beautiful display in the unfiltered colors as well. Well done. Thank you so much for that.
It was an honor. It's always nice to play with balloons. So yeah, it was nice.
So Nadia, tell us quickly, what was your inspiration and why did you start this business? And did you have the critics say, how can you build a business based on balloons?
Yeah, so my business actually started, or my balloon and party fairy business actually started, like you said, during COVID. And it was actually at the most traumatic time of my life, because I actually I came from a career in corporate. I was a medical rep, and I had to leave this career, to start doing balloons. And I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, how are you going to make something like balloons work? But I think during COVID, a lot of people actually had the need to still celebrate, but they couldn't get to one another. So baby showers, birthdays, anniversaries, all of that just became like under the radar. So I think what happened is, when I was sitting, the day that my company said we're going to do retrenchments, or we're going to do not retrenchments, but voluntary retrenchments, my husband looked at me and he said, jump. So I jumped, and it was scary. It was very scary, but I thought, how am I going to do this, and how am I going to make it work? So when I thought about that, people not being able to celebrate, I started at my dining room table doing birthday boxes and birthday gifts that I delivered to everyone's gate, because you were not allowed to go out.
Yeah.
So I was delivering these boxes full of surprises at the gate so that people could still celebrate safely. So I think that actually, put me in the front of everyone, because here is something that you're offering that's making our 2 a.m. problem, the thing that keeps us awake at night, because how are we going to celebrate? I took that problem away, and I made, it happen. So I think people were very welcoming of the idea. And then the minute we could celebrate again, everyone wanted to do, a balloon arch or a celebration, because I was already in that. Because when you deliver this parcel, it comes with balloons and it comes with this hamper. So it was all fun and games.
Oh, fantastic, Nadia. So tell me, obviously building a business like this isn't easy.
No.
And the reason why we're having you here today is because you've built a successful business based on balloons, based on event decor, if one can put it that way, correct? So, but I've also seen that you are working with multiple celebrities. I saw your name mentioned in Op My Eish.
Yes.
You did the, what was that?
The reunion.
The reunion,
the reunion
episode
displays.
of Op My Eish. For those who don't know, Ruan and JP, they were on Unfiltered as well as Cindy. So that's another exciting episode to go and watch as well. Just so a little bit of an insert there. But Nadia, tell me about, how did you get to these type of clientele? Because I think we all have our foundational clients that, that's the clients paying the bills and so forth. And then you always work towards your cream of the crop type of clients that gives you more exposure, that also elevates you to build your business even further. And we're not discounting any client.
No, definitely.
Every client is important, but these clients have put you in the public eye. So how did you get there? What without giving your strategy, but how did you get in those circles? Because that's also part of your success, isn't it?
No, definitely. And I always give credit to Zetske from Feltman. She was actually my first celebrity. I just started, and she has got a clothing range.
Okay.
So they had a launch for this clothing range, and I contacted her partner, and I said, listen, can I do a balloon arch for you? I won't charge you. I just want some exposure.
Yeah.
So she spoke to Zetske, and Zetske said, let's do this. And I had this display up. I still laugh when I look at it. It's my first display. Very proud of it still. And Zetske had all her celebrity friends there as well at this event. Randy Gray, those people were there. So when I did the balloon display, she actually was the person that promoted me, out there. And the one talks to the other and talks to the other, and that's how it actually zoomed into getting these clients. The one thing I did for free started my business, So sometimes you have to give to get back. You can't just go out there and think the world is your oyster without giving, and working hard. It's hard work. So that's how it actually evolved into the celebrity statuses and all of that.
So you said something profound now. Sometimes you have to give to receive.
Yes.
For some it's a biblical principle. Some it's a universal principle. Whatever you choose. But at the end of the day, like you said, that sparked everything to happen. And I know there's a lot of clients out there that says, can a photographer or an event coordinator or a makeup artist or a hairstylist and so forth do a shoot or a bridal party for free for exposure?
Yes.
Now, some of us in the industry knows that happens quite often. So do you select your do it for exposure events very strategically then as well?
Yeah, you do. I actually say I never say no. So no matter what, I never say no.
So do you hear that?
Yeah.
You're going to be inundated with messages.
I never say no. So the thing is, if you want to grow, like once again, it comes back to you have to give. I'm moving in. I was actually telling someone earlier, sometimes your setback is the beginning of your purpose. So if you keep on saying no, you are not going to get anywhere. So strategically, yes, but also not, because the more you do, the more you get back. So that will be that's my strategy, is where I can, I will always be available. And it's always been fruitful for me, in a sense. So I'm glad that I haven't said no, and that I've actually grown this far, because I think that is why I grew.
So on that, I'm going to press a bit on this topic right now.
Yeah.
So if you have to say yes to every for exposure order coming through, and you are busy Monday to Sunday with exposure jobs, if we can put it that way, will you be able to build a business?
Yeah, that's the tricky part, So you also have to generate an income. That is obviously the true story behind everything. So, what I'll say is you can actually, that's where the strategy comes in, You have to be, it's like very difficult to explain, my heart is a giver, but I have to generate the income. So I think I'm in a place now where the business has actually, it's known, So I can say no to things, but the more I say no, the next balloon artists come in and they can get the business, So I've got a supporting husband as well, So that actually supports me. But I also need to generate an income, you know, but yeah, so
at the end of the day, I think one has to choose your battles.
You have to choose your battles.
I read an article this morning of somebody I know very well who said that they've got 12 charity events that they do a year.
Yeah.
And that's what they set aside in their business model. And he also mentioned that he does do more, because that's just the nature of who this individual is.
Yes.
And I think some of us can resonate with that you always want to give as much as you can, humanly possible. And I think to hear your heart in that sense, thank you for your heart with that, Nadia. That is commendable. And I've known you for a couple of years now.
Yes.
I know we did an event a couple of years ago during COVID where we helped building a brand or something like that. And we all had to give that day. And I know all the suppliers that gave also benefited from that specific day. So, but at the end of the day, where we can give, or where you can give, you do give. And then obviously you also need to run a business. These balloons cost money.
They do,
Traveling to venues cost money.
Especially now with the petrol, it's like crazy.
It's going to come right. It's going to come right. So we shouldn't be despondent. But tell me, Nadia, on this topic of cost and challenges, and building a business, has the peak increase been, or how can I put it, have you always been on an upward trajectory since you started your business, or has it gone through ups and downs the last couple of years?
I've really been blessed. I've been growing, you know, in such a way that I could actually employ someone else to assist me, you know, to also help me in the balloon and party fairy business. Her name is Cindy. So I'm very blessed. So I have only seen an upward growth, to be honest, but it just depends on the individual. You know, are you going to work hard, or are you willing to be out in the cold 4 o'clock in the morning and work up until 12 at night, you know, in order to grow? So, I've been very lucky. I've really been blessed. I also make sure that I'm always on par with my pricing. I've got this one thing, or the saying, that I'll rather do 4 functions over a weekend than 1 a month. You know, so you always have to make sure that you are you still make money, but you're still reasonable to the public, you know, especially during these times. So I think that's also been helping me a lot, you know, with my business. But very blessed.
But your down was most probably when you got retrenched.
Yes.
So and that's where you had to be innovative and make a plan to earn an income as well, but also to live out a passion. This clearly should be a passion for someone. This can't just be a functional job. They need to be passionate. It's creative. You need to be creative, so it also fills your cup to some extent, but it also makes other people happy, right?
Yeah.
So
that's the nice thing about it.
And based on that, Nadia, what can you tell someone out there today? Maybe they're in a position where you were 5 years, 6 years ago. They were there, or they are there right now. What can you tell them to in terms of their next steps? What's next for them, and then what is next for Nadia?
Okay, so I always say we want to wait for the perfect moment, you know, before we start something. And if I had to wait for the perfect moment, the balloon and party fair would never have existed, you know. But you need to work hard. You must know that you're going to work hard. You're going to put in the hours. You must be motivated, because if there's no work, there's no pay. So you have to constantly, you know that this is it's a challenge. You chose it, you know, and you need to choose it every single day. I always tell everyone, if you look at my photos and it doesn't look nice anymore, then I should stop, you know. So that is what I will tell the world out there, is just persevere, you know, go into your purpose. And if your purpose, you know, or trust the process of getting to your purpose. And if that means, unfortunately, like I had to choose the voluntary retrenchment to get to my purpose, and I jumped, you know, but it worked out, you know, because I put the passion, I put the hours, I put the hard work. So okay.
So what is next for the Balloon and Party Fairy?
Sure, I'm always being creative, so there's always big things, you know, TV production. So that's where I want to get more and more involved in, we want to do more the party decor part as well, not just the balloons, as a creative heart, I don't want to stagnate. The other day, and I want to do more characters, the other day last year we did an octopus a balloon octopus at the Rand Easter show. So that is what's next, we want to evolve, we want to innovate, we want to be creative, and just grow the business and get more employees. That's my ultimate, is to get a team behind my name nationally.
Okay.
And then take it from there.
And this
grow.
is doable.
And it's definitely doable. Yeah.
Okay. So the next time you sit in that seat, you're going to tell us you've opened a couple of branches across South Africa.
Yes.
You're in the Western Cape, you're in the Free State, you're in Natal, and so forth. So we're excited to see your growth further, Nadia. It's been 5 years, and well done with where you are today.
Thank
you. I think that's an inspiration to many of our viewers, that going from a corporate job with a fairly fixed income, a decent income, to nothing. And where you need to be creative, especially in the South African climate where we find ourselves today. I do believe that there's a lot of opportunity in South Africa, and you are one of the many successful stories in South Africa that has taken a bad situation and turned that into your favor, into your family's favor, and also into South Africa's favor, because you are making people happy.
Yeah, and making them celebrate.
Exactly.
So you're part of the celebrations, making special memories. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Yes.
It's always my happy place, and it will always be.
So if our viewers want to get hold of you, and I know they want to, I'm sure that you do, Yes, you do. Okay, cool. They want to get hold of you. Where can they get hold of you? Do you have a website, socials?
Yes, so we are on Facebook and Instagram under the Balloon and Party Fairy. They can have a look there, or alternatively, you'll also get my number on my Facebook page, and then you can contact me. Yeah.
Fantastic. So our team will add all of that in the bottom of the screen here.
Perfect.
So hopefully we'll get a lot of messages from today's episode and book out the rest of your year. Do you still have some spots left for the year?
Yeah, but it's filling up quite scary. We're already talking about Christmas.
Really?
Christmas decor, yeah.
Okay, so I think if you're planning
scary.
a New Year's party, maybe then. But get in touch with Nadia, get hold of Nadia, and I'm sure her and her team she's got will be able to assist you somewhere across South Africa, into Africa, internationally.
Of course.
So
go big or don't do it.
So she's not scared of any challenge.
No.
Please get hold of Nadia. Nadia, thank you so much for sitting with us today and just telling your brief story. And if people want to know more about Nadia and her business, get in touch with her, social media. Her number is there. All the strap lines are down at the bottom here. So get hold of Nadia. And thank you for tuning in into another episode of Unfiltered AF, where we chat to public figures, where we chat to entrepreneurs, and where we chat to those individuals making a massive difference in communities and across the globe. Nadia, thank you. Looking forward to seeing your journey.
Thank you, Alkin. It was a pleasure.
And see you next time, and I'll check you on socials.
Yes. Definitely.
Remember to check into our other episodes as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. Very important. Subscribe to our page, to our channel, YouTube, Unfiltered AF by Meta Creative Lab. Thank you to the team at Meta Creative Lab for the production, supporting Unfiltered AF. And we've got a room full of 5-6 people today recording this. So thank you to every one of you. And have a lovely day, and see you next time. Cheers.
Feel the heat. No holding back, no playing it safe. We're taking up space, we're setting the pace. Louder than ever. Here we come. Unfiltered.